Hey everybody, so yeah, it's been a long time, but I'm coming back with you with a fun little tutorial. Actually, it's a hair tutorial. I've always loved the sexy wave look that a lot of these stars are really showing off on the red carpet these days. So I thought I'd recreate that, but I had a little bit of a problem. I didn't have what I would call the necessary tools. So instead, I whipped out my good old straightening iron and found out that I can crimp or give myself some water waves with simply a straightening tool. So let me show you how to do that. Okay. So pretty much, I don't know if you guys remember, but the last time that I did a video, I had blonde hair and it was short. Well, I actually put extensions in my hair. I actually started doing fusion hair extensions. Fusion hair extensions with a fusion gun and protein sticks to fuse it onto my hair. For me, it was because I do it also on the side as well. But on myself, it took me about 5 hours. But keep in mind, I was doing it by myself. Normally, when I do it on other people, it approximately takes about 3.5 hours, depending on whether I'm doing micro. Sorry, micro extensions or doing chunkier ones. In my case, I did micro extensions because it gives it a more natural flow and look. So anyway, back to what I was talking to you guys about. This side of my hair, I've done it in like a really soft water wave sort of look. And this side, let me unclamp it, is pretty pin straight with the exception of some crimps because I just had it clipped up for about 25 minutes. So it has like a bit of a kink to it, excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to do it on this side, and it's fairly easy. So I'm not gonna go through the whole head, through the whole half of my head, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do, you know, portions of it or whatnot. I'm gonna stick this over to the side, and I'm gonna work with small sections. Okay. So I'm just gonna take a little bit here on the top. Try to kind of go off of like what you can fit on your ceramic plate. You know, don't go too much because when you start doing the technique, you'll notice that your hair is going to start shifting outside of the plates, and that's a bit, you know, it starts becoming a mess, and you just don't want that. So try to take, you know, fairly small chunks so that you can keep the control of the hair. Let me drop. There we go. Drop down. So pretty much what I'm taking is I'm taking the hot iron, and I'm actually going to twist it inwards, pull, and then back out, pull, and then back in, pull, and then back out, pull. A lot of people like to keep the end straight. I don't like that because I personally don't. Nobody's hair grows like that. I don't understand what the a lot of people do that, and I think it's really ugly looking when people do the wave and then they leave like the end of their hair instead of curled kind of like that. How you see that? They leave it pin straight, so it's like a bunch of curl and then just straight ends. I can't stand that. So I don't do that because no one's hair really grows like that. Let's get serious. So yeah, so that's pretty much your first little wave, and if you can see, it looks a hot mess right now, but when you start doing the entire head, it looks really beautiful, and it gives you a lot of volume, and it gives it like this really sexy Romanian look, which I freaking love. So yeah, anyway, so let's get cracking on some more pieces so you guys can see the rest of it. I've left, these are shorter pieces because these are more of like my bangs and my face frame. See how like this one's a bit longer than this piece up here? And then of course I have my extensions, which fill out the bottom half. So yeah, so I'm just gonna do this bit here, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So you're gonna curve it in. Some people like to flip it all the way in like that. You don't really need to do that. I mean, it depends on how tight you want it. Oh, Jesus. Wait. She's so bad. She's constantly getting into my drawers. You're a bad girl. So yeah, that's the second piece. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clip them over to the side so that way they're sort of out of the way. I'm just taking a bobby pin. I'm gonna be clipping them over to the side and continue. So now we're kind of getting into the length of the hair, the actual full length. So I'm gonna take a bit. Now I have to, for myself, I have to actually keep the hot iron away from my scalp from like about 1.5 inches, because that's where my bones are at. That's where my keratin bonds are at, how you bond the hair. So I don't want to melt that, so I'm gonna try to keep it quite away from the actual bone. That's why you're not seeing me go all the way to my scalp with the hot iron. I'm kind of keeping it right around here. So I'm gonna twist that in, bring it out. I'm gonna shift it over because it's coming off the plate. Ow! Out. In. Out. So again, it comes with this really funky, weird craziness of hair. But once the hair is completely done, then it'll look sort of like that. You can always put some scrunching product in so that you get a really beautiful, the hairstyle itself, when you do this, it gives it a lot of volume. So you don't really need that much scrunching, but I like to use L'Oreal's Curl Power. It's a scrunching thing. Afterwards, and prior to that, I'm using Trevor Sorbet, because I don't have any more heat protection. I ran out, but this has heat protection, but it's also a straightening thing. So I'm having a really difficult time getting the crimps in my hair, so I just put very, very little bit of this, because it actually works very well as a straightening balm, or straightening, balm. So, yeah, it works. So in this hairstyle, it's not really suitable, is it? Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope all is well with you guys. Try to come on here more often. Anyway, alright, take care, you guys. Bye!